Bună ziua din nou! Sunt Adrian Dumitrache, redactor profil.ro. Suntem prezenți la Media Center-ul de la Internet Mobile World 2018, la al doilea panel, și o avem invitată pe doamna Hajdinjak, reprezentant al E.ON, și vorbim astăzi despre mobilitatea în secolul 21.
Exact.
Prima întrebare ar fi cât de important este să ne schimbăm modul în care vedem transportul electric?
Well, I will try to have my interaction with you in English, if it's not
Okay.
a problem. Because we are a multinational company, so if my colleagues want to listen to what we're doing, it would be a good opportunity for them to hear the discussion in English. Well, for Romania, but not only, for Europe in general, mobility is a challenge. It's a challenge because the number of cars is increasing, so more and more cars are circulating in the streets. In Bucharest, if you look at the traffic, it's a nightmare. There are many cars that travel basically the whole day, and obviously there is a problem with the parking place, a problem with getting to the place where you want to be on time, and something which is extremely critical and we have to be aware of is that these cars are using fuel that is emitting a lot of dangerous substances for the human body. And therefore it is very important for us to be aware of the fact that sooner or later that will become a problem. Many people are trying to run away from busy cities in order to bring their children in a healthier environment. Well, I would say that one of the solutions would be to embrace e-mobility. And E.ON is really focusing on sustainability and energy efficiency in creating a cleaner environment for all the communities in all the countries where E.ON is present. And therefore, it's also a very strong player on the mobility market. Imagine that in Europe, E.ON has got 6,000 charging stations. We have partnerships with car producers in order to really support and to boost the usability of electric vehicles. And I'm talking about cars for residential customers, and also for example, buses and other means of transport that are using electrical fuel, if I may say so. So, well, it is extremely important to focus on that, to be a little bit more responsible for what's happening in the world, what's happening around you. And e-mobility for sure is the trend and is the right way to go. And sooner or later we will all realize that it's a chance for us. And maybe if we think about it, in order to reduce this crazy traffic situation that we are facing everywhere with all the people fighting to get somewhere, we could also consider car sharing, electrical car sharing, which is a very interesting concept which we developed as E.ON in Denmark, and which is extremely well perceived by the population, by the market. And I think this is actually one of the best solutions for traffic issues and parking issues in cities.
Well, a doua întrebare pe care aș dori să vă adresez este: cât de pregătită este piața din România din punct de vedere al adopției acestui tip de mobilitate?
Well, we're not there yet, and that's clear. We're talking about around 2,000 electric vehicles around the country, so it's not only in one city. The whole country, more or less, has recorded a usage of 2,000 vehicles, electric vehicles. So I might say that we're quite far from being there. But I also admire the fact that the authorities are supporting the acquisition of electric vehicles, on one hand. On the other hand, we should consider the fact that Romania is a late adopter but once it starts, it moves fast. So my personal expectation is that in 1 or 2 years, we will have a boom in Romania of people either purchasing e-vehicles or, as I said, sharing e-vehicles with other users in cities and, well, maybe, I don't know, to travel from one country to another. You never know where we're going to get to. I think the future is not something you can predict, but you can imagine that we will get there sooner or later. So, yes, we are young. We are quite immature, I would say. But looking at our history, we will get there very fast. And therefore, E.ON is preparing for that, although we are not as far ahead as the other EU countries where E.ON is present in terms of e-mobility acceptance and let's say embracing the whole e-mobility concept. I'm pretty sure that by providing an infrastructure to the customers, to the market, to everybody, an infrastructure which is connecting people, connecting cities, connecting countries in the end. So by providing such an infrastructure, there will be more drive from us as drivers, as users of vehicles, to move on to the e-vehicle concept. And I may refer here to one of the most important projects within the E.ON group. It's the Next-E project. We are in part of a consortium as the E.ON Romania, but in the consortium we also have other, let's say, E.ON companies from other countries around Europe. We also have other partners, very important partners like MOL, like BMW or Nissan. And in this consortium, we managed to access EU funds to be able to build an infrastructure of fast chargers on the EU corridors. Which means that if you want to leave the Black Sea and go to Prague, you can do it using this infrastructure and arriving there without having to be rescued somewhere because you're out of energy to drive your car. So we are part of this consortium. We are working on building this infrastructure together with MOL in Romania. We are quite successful, I would say. We are far ahead in the implementation. This is a project that should take obviously more than 1 year, so it's a matter of 2 to 3 years in implementing the whole project. And furthermore, we believe that such an infrastructure is not sufficient. Therefore, as E.ON, we are providing our customers, both residential and business customers, solutions that they can use. For example, for business customers, we have solutions that they can customize. They want to have charging stations. We provided them the opportunity to customize these charging stations. We also provide them services. We have a system that is able to integrate the charging stations and also do some remote diagnosis. We are capable of intervening and swapping the charging stations in case there is a problem. For residential customers, on the other hand, we also have charging stations that they can have at home. And with this product that they can get from E.ON, they have the electricity consumption, the average electricity consumption for the car for free. And furthermore, they have the possibility to use our services for rescue in case they are lost somewhere, the battery is out, and then we can take them to the closest charging station. We also have some services we provide throughout the contractual period. And on top of everything, we are also capable of swapping the station in case it breaks. We either repair it and bring it back to the customer while the customer can still use another one to fulfill his needs, but or in case the problem is a little bit more complex, we replace it completely. So by providing such solutions on the market, we are making sure that customers have the opportunity, have the infrastructure ready when they make up their mind to get the right car for them. And more than that, by having a public charging infrastructure, we also allow customers to charge their vehicles while having a coffee. Because we are using fast chargers and it takes very little time. I mean, while drinking your coffee, your car is being charged, so you don't have to wait, spend half an hour, 1 hour to be able to move on, obviously. I think we are preparing the market with an infrastructure so that when we are ready, it's there. And I'm convinced that we will be there very, very, very soon and we'll be ready for that.
Ați vorbit de un boom al vânzărilor de mașini. Peste 2-3 ani, 5 eventual, câte mașini electrice sau semi-electrice vor fi sau vor rula pe drumurile din România?
Well,
Și eventual, câte stații de încărcare vom avea?
Well, I'm looking at the stars and I cannot see any to make a guess. I don't know. I would say around 40% of the cars in Romania would be either a hybrid or an electric vehicle, or people will choose, I don't know, to travel in a car sharing or to drive around in a car sharing environment, or we can think about the fact that municipalities are also investing in mobility, and if we have electric buses, then also the means of transport is electric for those who take buses. So around 40% of the transportation should be electric. I'm hoping for that. And if that happens, I can't give you a number, but we really have to have a strong infrastructure. Otherwise, we will not be able to manage it.
40% din viitoarele vânzări sau total parc auto?
So 40% of what car producers will sell in terms of cars, new cars, let's say, new releases on the market, new sales, yes.
New sales.
Yes. But that's an estimation. That's my
It's okay.
my guess. It's not necessarily a guess, but it is driven by, as I said earlier, by the history of the Romanians. Late adopters, but very, very fast in going with the trend when the trend is there.
Și puncte de încărcare?
I don't know. I really have no idea how many charging points we're going to have. I mean, for sure, we need to have a strong infrastructure to connect cities, towns. It's not sufficient to have an electric vehicle to be able to move from home to the office or to the supermarket, and then if you want to go to the countryside or to visit a friend in another city, no chance. So I can't give you an exact figure, but we're talking about hundreds to connect cities, and in a city, I don't know, dependent on the size, again we have to talk about hundreds.
Vom vedea și stații de încărcare E.ON de sine stătătoare, cum este Lukoil sau Petrom?
Well, it's not a charge. So what you're saying, Lukoil and Petrom are not charging. They're not charging stations. They have a concept where you have a shop and several charging stations for fuel, to be able to have, I don't know, 10 cars charging in parallel. We can't really have the same concept now. It would be obviously too early, but what we have, and we're using in other countries, and for sure we will also have it in Romania, is the E.ON Drive Plaza, where we will have several charging stations, and maybe some small area where people can relax and wait for their cars to be charged. But the amount of such concept stores, if you want to call them like that, is going to be very reduced or very small in the beginning. We need to have really a lot of users to have such complex charging stations.
Cât de pregătită este infrastructura de transport, distribuție a energiei electrice din România pentru viitorul boom de cerere de energie pentru încărcarea mașinilor?
Well, I believe that not only for E.ON, but also for the other distributors on the market, it is a priority to invest in the grid, to modernize it and to enhance it to be able to support such connections to the grid. I know for sure that such investments are on their way because of the NextE project. Obviously, we are not, although we are present in the Moldavian area, in the 6th county with electricity, with the electrical grid, with the electricity network. We are also installing fast charging stations in the NextE project in other regions, which means that we have to collaborate with the local distributors to enhance, to strengthen the grid to support such charging stations. And this partnership and this collaboration is working very well. So yes, it is a priority for the distributors to support it.
Ok. Care sunt principalele provocări din punct de vedere business în acest domeniu al distribuției de energie electrică pentru viitoarele mașini, pentru această e-mobilitate?
Well, we have a very strong team, both in Romania and in other countries, and centrally in Germany. We have a very strong team that is looking into innovative solutions for e-mobility, even wireless charging. That's also on the list. So we're doing a lot of research and we're working a lot on trying to find the best way for people to charge fast and not to feel of the pressure of waiting and of not being able to achieve what they intend to do. But you have to consider basically the awareness of the market and how fast it's moving into that direction. Because yes, you can invest a lot in creating the perfect solution. You can create it together with the customers. You can work with them to achieve, to fulfill their needs, their desires. But in the end, if the market is not there, you invest a lot and it will take time for you to have a return on that investment. So it is a challenge, but we can see it, as I said, in other countries, that there is a lot of traction on this area, of drive into this direction. So I would say it's a challenge for now, but in the future, business-wise, it will make a lot of sense. And it will be a win-win. It's not E.ON that is going to win out of this whole picture. It will be the municipalities, the countries, the people. Everybody's got something to win from such a change in mindset, behavior in the end, and responsibility towards the community, the society, your own children in the end.
Ok. Ne puteți prezenta noutățile pe care le aduce compania dumneavoastră în acest domeniu? Eventual să ne prezentați câteva proiecte pe care le dezvoltați în România?
For e-mobility, I kind of told you what we're doing. So it is the NextE, first of all, which is a very important project supported by the EU. Then we have two solutions that are actually three solutions, I would say, if you split it by user. A solution for household customers, which is in the beginning. It's the first solution that we are providing to customers, considering the situation in Romania, where they have the charging station, which is installed at home, and where they can charge their cars and all the services attached to it. We have solutions for business customers who want to have, for employees, for their fleet, they want to have a charging solution. And we also have a solution for municipalities that choose to have network, an infrastructure of public charging. We also have an integration platform that is operating all these charging stations. Furthermore, we provide a card for all the users, for all the consumers, and this card can be used by the drivers anywhere in Europe where we have partnerships. So to access the E.ON charging stations, but also some the charging stations of the partners we are working with. What we want to have as well is to have an integrated package with public charging. So okay, you benefit from a solution at home or at the office, but it can also be integrated with public charging. We also have some other things in the pipeline that I would like to leave it as a surprise for when they will be there, and it will not take that long until we get there, to be honest. But what I can tell you is that one of the solutions involves the e-vehicle itself. So let's see in a few months how this solution is going to look like. I mean, we know how it's going to look like, but we want to see the reaction of the market, to see the reaction of the consumers, and I think it's the very, very good thing that E.ON is doing, because it creates a lot of awareness with the solutions that it's implementing. And we are also considering going into car sharing for e-mobility.
Este posibil acum ca un cetățean român cu o mașină electrică să plece din Constanța, să traverseze România, să ajungă la Praga sau în Germania sau chiar Olanda cu acest vehicul electric?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We are not there yet. But in 1 year and a half latest, we will be there. Yes. That person will be able to leave Constanța and get to Prague, and from Prague to anywhere else with an electric vehicle.
Ok. Cam atât am avut să vă... Astea au fost întrebările. Eu vă mulțumesc pentru participare și vă așteptăm și să ne vedem și data viitoare la următoarea ediție a acestui eveniment. Vă mulțumesc
I promise I will come to you with new solutions then.
Ok. Thank you very much.